Pregame.com.
All right, we have a possible shootout in prime time on Sunday Night Football in the nation's capital. This is Brett Powers in Pregame.com studios just off the Vegas Strip. Solid matchup for this weekend's Sunday night game. We have Oakland traveling all the way across the country, taking on Washington. And Fez, who do you like in this matchup and why?
I am on the over 54. Alert the media. Fez is on and over, and it's all about Oakland being a dead nut over team. We all know Carr improving each and every year. He looks fantastic again this year with his wide receivers. Year to date, Oakland is throwing for they're gaining 6.5 yards per play. That's the #1 metric that the wise guys use to measure how good an offense is. The league average is below 5.5. So every play, Oakland's offense gains more than a yard more than the league average, and that's going to result in a whole lot of scoring by their offense.
Let's talk about the other side of Oakland, why they're a dead net over team. Their defense was the issue for them last year, below average. What are you projecting for them this year? So far, it's looked like they're improved.
Yeah, you look at the stats last year, they gave up 6 yards per play, only giving up like 5.3. Oh, looks like the defense is better. Well, small sample size, and guess what? The Jets are in the sample size. So, of course, if you play the Jets, it's going to help your overall stats. I am very confident by the end of the year that Oakland defense is going to be right back where they were last year in the bottom 1/4 of the NFL.
Now, you and I are both power ratings guys. You post your weekly NFL power ratings in the pregame forums each week. I post the weekly college football power ratings in the forums. But talk to me. Do you individually power rate an NFL team as far as the total goes?
I do have a number for each and every team, and for Washington, it's about 51.5. For Oakland, it's 53, and that's their power rating number for their individual total. But when you add them together, you have to make some really funky mathematical adjustments.
Yeah, and talk to me about the Fez math behind it when you're taking those two numbers.
Right, so when Oakland's a 53, if they played an average team, it's like a 44, then the total in that game should be 53. But when they play a 51.5 of Washington, you got to raise that total way higher. You don't just take the average of those two numbers. So the actual mathematical number should be more like 57.
And talk to me about your second main handicap.
Yeah, second main handicap. The odds makers have seen nothing but unders. So across the board, what have they done? They said, you know what? The wise guys are picking our pockets, playing all these games under and winning most of them. We're going to lower all of them. We're going to take the low totals and make them even lower. And we're going to take the high totals like this one. We're not going to put 56 on this game. We're going to deal 53.5 because they're tired of losing to the wise guys who are betting the unders.
Yeah, and right now line in this one 54. But as far as the 65% under trend, that's not sustainable moving forward.
Not at all. And I predicted it before the season started. I said, look, so many of these starting quarterbacks are barely playing at all. We're seeing like the Cam Newton's taking one series, the Joe Flacco's not playing any series during preseason, and the same with the skill position players. So what's happening is that as week 3, week 4 kick in, we're going to see higher and higher scoring, especially this year with so many teams having taken, so many skill players having taken so many downs off. I really think by the end of the year, the NFL scoring average will be right back where it was last year, sky high.
All right, let's make this one official.
Let's make this one official. Oakland is a dead nut over team. They have a great offense, but a well below average defense that I think will be in the bottom 4th of all NFL teams. And odds makers are reluctant to deal very high totals right now. 2/3 of NFL games year to date have gone under the total. That explains why they opened this total at 53.5 instead of a much higher number like 57. The Fez math says go over the 54. More videos, pregame.com.